Hey yo, what's up everybody? I hope you're all out there having an absolutely marvelous day. Welcome into the channel or welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael and I'm here just doing Michael things. And as you can see before us, we have a decent sized stack of top loaded trading cards, which means in this video, it will be a continuation of going through my PC of Marvel trading cards. But before we dive into this video, I just want to take a moment to thank y'all for taking time out of your day and tuning into the channel. If you enjoy what you see, and I really hope that you do, please consider smashing that like button, leaving a comment, subscribing, and sharing the content and channel. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell so y'all won't miss out on new uploaded content. Only takes you a second to do, but means absolutely everything to me. Now, without further ado, let's get after it. And as I stated previously, that this will be a continuation of going through my PC of Marvel trading cards. So let's jump right into it. This has been an ongoing series, which has been quite long. I do have a lot of trading cards, but this one is the Marvel ones, and I've already finished all of my character cards and the battle cards. In this video, this one will all be dedicated to comic book covers, cards that are related to comic book titles throughout the majority of, I believe it's mostly all of the X-Men. There's a few here and there, but let's just jump right into it right now. All right, and in this first card, this one is card number 125 from the 1990 Marvel Universe. This is the inaugural Impel set, and this one is the M.V.C, which is the most valuable comic of X-Men, number 1. Great looking card. Artwork is amazing. The condition of the card is amazing. It's centered very, very well. If I were to say it, and I, not to be biased because it is my card, but this looks like this could be a Gem Mint 10. I mean, the condition, corners, edges, surfaces on the front and the back, there are no blemishes. Got absolutely phenomenal looking card. And there's all your information there on the back. All right, let's move on to the next card. This next card is card number 127. This is the M.V.C, the most valuable comic of the first issue of The Punisher. And with The Punisher being a PC character, of course, I'm going to have this one in my set. And again, great artwork. Condition of the card is phenomenal. Centering looks to be a little heavier on the left side than the right, but other than that, it's absolutely amazing card. And there's all your information there on the back. All right, let's move on to the next card. This next card is also part of the M.V.C, the most valuable comics from the 1990 Marvel Universe. And this one is card number 129 of The Amazing Spider-Man, featuring the first appearance of The Punisher. And again, great looking card. Condition is absolutely amazing. It is a lot thicker on the right side than the left, a little thicker on the top than it is on the bottom. So it's not a very gradable card. It would be a bad grade if it was to be sent, but still, nonetheless, great looking card, in great shape. Only flaw is that it's off center. And there's your information there on the back. I like these earlier sets because they give you a lot of information on these cards. Which, being that it is the inaugural set for the trading cards for the Marvel comic books and their characters, they were giving out all kinds of information on all the characters and everything, which, it's understandable. But let's continue on to the next. I have the card number 132 of the M.V.C. Most Valuable Comics. This one is of the giant-sized X-Men. Issue number 1. Great looking card. Sorry for the silence there. I was staring at it intently, noticing that the top side is a little bit thicker than the bottom, but left and right seems to be fairly centered, but the condition of the card, as stated previously on some of these other cards, impeccable shape. There are no flaws, no blemishes, corners, edges, surfaces are all impeccable condition. All right, there you go. There's your information there on the back. And even as you can see it here on the back side, it is off-centered as well. All right, let's move on to the next card. This next card is the card number 133 of the M.V.C. insert subset. This one is of Wolverine. Sorry again for that little bit of pause there. I was looking at the card off camera to see if there was anything that might indicate any issues. Only thing that I can think of, it's a little bit thinner on the right than the left. I mean, it could just be my eye, but top to bottom. And again, the top looks like it's a little bit thicker than the bottom, but that could be just me. I don't have one of those gauges that you can put over the top of the card where it shows you exactly how it should be lined up and all that good shit. It is in the works. It is in the plans to try or to get a card like that so I can have that guide for myself if I ever decide to submit any of my cards to be graded. That would be one of the things that what I would need to make sure that I got good cards going out to be graded. But there you go. There's information as well on the back. And I like how it states here that it was a limited series for the comic book, but it's still going strong now, many, many years later. All right, and to the last card of the M.V.C. Most Valuable Comics. This is card number 134. This one is of the Incredible Hulk with the first appearance of Wolverine. And you know, being that I am a huge Wolverine fan, I'm definitely going to have this in my set, even though it is way heavy on the right side than it is the left. Top's a little heavier than the bottom, and when I mean heavier, it's thicker because it's off-center. But still, nonetheless, great looking artwork. Condition of the card, again, is in phenomenal shape. Corners, edges, surfaces on the front and back, there are no blemishes. The only issue with this is that it is off-center. All right, there you go. That is it for the 1990 M.V.C. insert subset. Now we will be moving on. I have two of the 1992 Marvel Universe Impel set. These are called Milestone cards, but they are, as I had stated, comic book title related. So this first one here, this one is of Days of Future Past. As you can see there, Wolverine's getting blasted by the Sentinel, the ray coming out of his hand. And all that dang blemishes all over this top loader. I got just so much dust and everything all over this stuff. It just drives me nuts. All right, here we go. Let's get back on point. All right. Oh, okay. I guess I didn't get that off of there. Damn it. My OCD's kicking in and it's irking me that they're a little dusty there. But anyway, there you go. Back to the comic book, Day of Future Past. Image, amazing. Centering is amazing. Condition of the card, there's a little bit of whitening on the corner there and a little bit of whitening on the edge at the top. Other than that, great looking card. And again, more friggin' dust. Ugh. Anyway, there's the information there on the back. There is the start of the Days of Future Past comic book. Issue of the, 141 of the Uncanny X-Men. And it carries over to issue 142. All right, let's move on to the next. This next milestone card is of the Dark Phoenix saga that extends of the Uncanny X-Men issue 129 through 137 of the Dark Phoenix saga. And of course, you can't have Jean Grey's Dark Phoenix without, her. You can't have the saga without her. So, of course, it would be her on the image or on the card. And again, great looking card. Great storyline. Phenomenal art. Absolutely amazing. Not the greatest of condition. I mean, I got a turn corner up there. A little bit of whiting on the side. But each edge also has that whiting as well all the way around. But there's your information there. So that will be it for the 92 Impels. Moving on. I'm sorry. That was incorrect. No, that was correct because I'm trying to go by story type. So, okay, this one here is the... Holy crap, did I got all these all? Okay, whatever. I'm just going to go through them as they are. They're not in order by year, but they are in order of comic book title. Okay, so this next card is the 1994 Flair Infinity Crusade. Great artwork, good imagery, even though it is one of those CGI cards, but definitely better than most CGI cards that we see in these sets from the early 90s, early to mid 90s. So there you go. There's the information there on the back. All right, let's move on to the next storyline. The next storyline, these ones will all be of the comic book The Inferno. I have 4 of those, and 2 of them are doubles. So this first one comes from the 1992 Marvel Universe, the Impel set. This one is classified as a Wars. As you can see right there in the corner, it says it's a Wars, but it is the Inferno series. And as you can see there, it's got the Goblin Queen, Madeline Pryor. Phenomenal artwork. Great condition of the card. Love the layout, the border, how it just makes everything, all the characters there pop off of the card there. Great art, and again, great artwork, great image, great condition of the card. And there you go. There's information there on the back. There's your storylines and the comic books the comic book titles and numbers that the storyline is involved in. All right, moving on to the next. This also, the Inferno. This is from the 1994 Fleer Ultra. They call these crossovers or X-over cards. It is an insert subset, kind of. Or no, it is an insert subset. This one here, it is absolutely amazing artwork. We got Mr. Sinister looming in the background there at the top of the card, making his presence vaguely known because, he is the mastermind behind the whole Inferno series. As you can tell just by the image alone, it centers around Cyclops, Scott Summers, Jean Grey, Marvel Girl, Dark Phoenix, whatever, and their little kid, which you see there in Scott's hands. That would be Nathan. But Scott and Jean are not Nathan's parents. Scott and Madeline is, when Madeline Pryor is a clone of Jean Grey, but Jean Grey was captured by and held prisoner by Mr. Sinister, released Madeline, aka Jean Grey at that time. They banged it out, produced Nathan, sent to the future because he had the legacy virus, sent him with Cable to the future for a cure, comes back as Cable, and that's pretty much, in a nutshell, the storyline of this image. So a little winded, a little drawn out, but still nonetheless, great looking card, absolutely phenomenal image. And there's your information there on the back. The Inferno appearances through those 3 titles. It's a great storyline. I mean, they touch on it in the both old and new animated series for the X-Men. Anyway, let's continue on to the next. These ones are from the 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Over crossovers, whatever. There's 2 of them, and this one is obviously also the image of Madeline Pryor and Mr. Sinister. Phenomenal artwork. Absolutely amazing imagery. Condition of both cards are in phenomenal shape. This is one of my favorite images from the Inferno series on these cards, because it is the artwork done by Greg and Tim Hildebrandt, which is shown right there. Absolutely phenomenal artists. And there you go. There are those 2 right there. And then we will be moving on to the next title series. This one is the Extinction Agenda. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I have 4 different cards from 4 different sets for the Extinction Agenda. This first one, as I had showed earlier in that card there, where it states that it says Wars at the top. But this one is the Extinction Agenda. As you can see there, it has Wolverine, Cable, Psylocke, Cameron Hodge, who is the bad guy in the storyline. But anyway, great artwork, great imagery. The condition of the card is in absolutely great shape, as well as centered very well on the card also. And corners, edges, surfaces, front and back are absolutely phenomenal. And as you see here, it says as told in, and then it gives you the 3 comic book titles and the issue number for the story, which is another great storyline, along with the rest of the information there on the back. All right, on to the next one. This is from the 94 Flair. This one also the Extinction Agenda. This one has Archangel, Cyclops, Wolverine there on the cover of the card. Great artwork, great imagery. Condition of the card, again, in phenomenal shape. All 3 characters centered on the image of the card perfectly. All right, and there's your information there on the back as well, as one of the covers to the X-Men comic books. And if you can see, Uncanny X-Men, was it the X-Men, X-Factor are the storylines those 3 titles are where the storyline crosses into each title. Damn, I am just fumbling all over my words today. Anyway, moving on to the next, we have the 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Over, crossover, whatever. I'm sorry, the 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men crossover, X-Over of the Extinction Agenda. There's a lot going on in the image. I know. Yeah, mutants being registered and tattooed numbers on them, put in jumpsuits, put in what would technically be concentration camps. If you know what a concentration camp is from, World War II in Nazi Germany, that's kind of how it was set up. And then, of course, you got Wolverine lip locking with Jean Grey, and then Cable behind them, and then Cameron Hodge behind them, or behind him. So, yeah, there is a lot going on in this image, but still, great artwork, great imagery. Condition of the card is in great shape as well. I got a little turn corner down here and a little turn right there, but other than that, it looks good. And there you go. There is your information there on the back. Moving on to the last card for this storyline. This one is the 1995 Fleer Ultra crossover, or X-overs, whatever you want to call it. This one is of Wolverine and Cameron Hodge, and then you got Cable in some, looks like he's wrapped up with some cables there, and yeah, Cable wrapped up in cables, yeah. And then Archangel in the top left there, looks like he's got gauntlets on his forearms, possibly imprisoned, the way it looks, he's just hanging there. But Wolverine there on the front, excuse me, and then the Psycho Cyborg Cameron Hodge there in the background. Great artwork, great imagery, phenomenal storyline. Again, if you haven't checked it out, you should. It's really dope. All right. Oh, damn, I dropped the card. Okay. Information on the back. And of course, great artwork and great imagery, as I had stated, because, it is Greg and Tim Hildebrandt's work. Two of my favorites. May they rest in peace. There you go. There is the last card that I have for the Extinction Agenda. And then we'll move on to the next storyline arc. This one is of the Executioner's Song. And I have quite a few of these for the Executioner's Song storyline. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. I have 1 from one set, 3 from another, and 3 from also another set on the Executioner's Song. So this first one, this one comes from the 1993 Skybox. This one is part of the Famous Battle set, which I know I had previously done in a video, a few videos ago, but this one focuses on the Executioner's Song title, so that's why it's in with my comic book title cards. And as you can see there, great artwork, great imagery. Scott and Jean, Cable, Strife. Son of the two, or is that the son of the two? And it's not even her son. Cable is not Jean's son. Cable is Madeline Pryor, the Goblin Queen's son, but is a clone of Jean Grey. Sinister had her infiltrate the X-Men, banged Scott, created Cable. But in the storyline of the Executioner's Song, is Cable the original offspring? I'm sorry, is Strife the original offspring? And Cable's the clone? Or is Cable the original and Strife is the clone? I don't think they ever actually pinpointed that answer in the storyline. Anyway, there's your information there on the back. And as you can see, there are multiple titles. 1, 2, 3, 4 different titles that cover this story. So there you go. There's all of your information for this one. And now moving on to the next, I have, like I stated, 3 of the 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men. These are the crossover X-overs, whatever. It's the definitely a unique artwork for this storyline. But again, great condition of all the cards. All three of them are in great shape. The artwork, again, like I said, it's definitely different. But Tom Palmer, I mean, just like any artist, they have their own styles. You know, it's similar to others in different aspects, but you can definitely tell. I always thought this image of Strife on the top in the center there, he's supposed to have this huge ass helmet on, so you don't really see the like see how his cheekbones are raised in his yell. But if he has the mask on like he does in that, and it shows that he has the mask on, there would be no raised portion of the mask because it's metal. So yeah, that's just weird how they have that like that. But other than that, everything else is pretty sweet. So that's it for those ones there. And now the last three for the Executioner's Song, they come from the 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Men. These are also from the crossovers or X-overs, because it states down there in the bottom it says X-overs, but you know, X's are also technically crosses. But anyway, like I stated, I got 3 of these. So we'll look at these like this. And again, phenomenal artwork by the Hildebrandt brothers. One of my favorite images of Strife. But here you go. Let me center it up. You can look at it a little bit better there in the center of the image instead of off to the side. My bad, y'all. Sorry about that. But there it is. There's that. And then that ends the Executioner Song. All right, moving on. I have one of the Mutant Massacre crossovers from the 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men. As you can see, there's Angel, or as he went, I think it's back to Angel in this image. I don't think is that Maggot down there? And I'm not sure 100%, but then you got Wolverine and Sabretooth battling in the foreground, and then the midground, and then the background. Great artwork, great imagery. Absolutely amazing. Good storyline as well. So there you go. There's all your information on the Mutant Massacre series. All right, and now this next one is the Fall of the Mutants from the 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men crossover X-over set. This one is a pretty sweet image in itself, because it looks like, you know, you have Storm and Forge in native garb, which could be the fact that, you know, they were on an outworld, or the Badlands. And then the creature in the back, and I believe that's Lady Shiva. And then you got the X-Men characters there in the front. Great looking card, great condition of the card as well. So there you go. There's the 3 titles that the storyline covers from the Uncanny X-Men, X-Factor, and the New Mutants. So there you go. That is it for that one. All right, and we'll move on to the next title, which is the Fatal Attraction. Nope, I have one more card. I'm sorry. These are still a little out of order. Oh my goodness. Okay, these ones here are the Fatal Attraction. So before that goes along with that one, the Fall of the Mutants. This is from the 95 Fleer Ultra crossover. This one is, as you can see, features Apocalypse in the storyline. And then you see down there, it's Fall of the Mutants in gold, X-over, 95 Ultra there on the logo. But again, great artwork of Apocalypse, showing his brute strength, how he can manipulate his physical form. Because as you can see, his hands have now become like vices, mechanical vices, which is pretty sweet in itself. Well, almost dropped the card. And as you can see there on the back, this is another great piece of artwork by Greg and Tim Hildebrandt. And then there's the rest of your information there on the back as well. All right, so now that is the last of the Fall of the Mutants. And now this next one will be the Phalanx Covenant. And I only have 2 of those cards, and they come from the 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Men. These are the crossovers or X-overs. And as you can see there, 2 images of the same card. And again, phenomenal artwork by Greg and Tim Hildebrandt. And this one is, I do believe that it is Banshee, and which is this character here. You got Banshee, and I do believe that the woman in the middle is Moira McTaggart, who is a friend of Charles Xavier and the X-Men. They used to be in a relationship for a while, and then she had her facility built on Muir Island, and pretty much the relationship between her and Professor X fizzled out, and then Banshee was on the island doing research with Moira, and then they eventually hooked up, and then they got married and had babies that they own. Which, if you know the X title character, I mean, I know she's been in X-Force, X-Men, New Mutants, and I do believe she was also in the Generation X for a minute, but their daughter is Siren, which has his ability, his mutant ability as well. So there you go. There is that one for the Phalanx Covenant. And now on to the storyline for the Fatal Attraction cards. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. 4 of them it has been brought to my attention that the last 4 cards, the foil cards that I will show you, are rare to the set that they are from. But anyway, we will first focus in on what I have here for the 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men, the X-over, crossover, whatever. This is the image of the base card, and you see it's got the gold foiling there on the bottom. Magneto, Professor Xavier, Cyclops, Wolverine, Asteroid M in the background there, where the final battle for the Fatal Attraction, where it happens at. So there you go. There's your image there, and there's your information there on the back of the card. And this one, in my opinion, is one of the most intriguing, most detailed, and just all the way around best storyline in any of the comic books that I have read. The Fatal Attraction. Maybe it's just because I'm partial to Wolverine being one of my favorite characters, and what Magneto does to him in this storyline. It just, man, it's a great story. So there's your first card. All right, and now these next 4 cards, like I said, has been brought to my attention that these are the limited edition. These are the select cards from the Fatal Attraction series. I have card number 1, 2, 3, and 5. I'm missing number 4, which I want to have because obviously it's a set. But these are the textured foil images from the 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men. It's got the gold logo, but it's all in silver. The lettering is all in silver, but it's got that gold logo right there. But look at that. Absolutely phenomenal condition of these cards. That textured foil there, and man, it's absolutely amazing. And of course, you got Magneto, and then you have Exodus right there, one of his acolytes, one of his servants, and then in the background there, if you can see that, that would be Asteroid M, which is the creation that Magneto made for him and his mutant servants or followers. I wouldn't really say servants, but his acolytes and followers. I know that's what acolyte means, but still, there's an absolute Magneto's acolytes are a group within the followers that reside on Asteroid M, if that makes any more sense. But here it is. Limited edition. What did I say that was called? Subject? Or no, limited edition subset. Card number 1 of 2. It was kind of hard to read that cursive writing right there because that B doesn't look like it's closed. It looks like an H. But anyway, so there's your card 1 of 6 from the limited edition subset. On to the next. This next one is card number 2 of the limited edition subset. This is where Cable gets destroyed. Magneto absolutely destroys, and not for, because it says it there. He literally destroys Cable. He does the same thing, pretty much the same thing to Cable that he does to Wolverine, but he does it to Wolverine later on in the battle where he rips all the metal components out of Cable. Where it doesn't, they prevent Magneto from going any further to almost. They did damage to Cable. They didn't kill him or almost kill him like he does with Wolverine, which we will show later on. But look at that textured gold foiling there on the background. It's got the silver foil for the internals, the mechanical portions of Cable. And again, it's got the silver foiling there, the gold foiling on the logo there. And then there you go. There's your information there on the back. And moving on to the next. This next card is card number 3 of 6 from a limited edition subset. This is where Colossus defects, leaves the X-Men, protects Magneto, and takes him back to Asteroid M after the battle is over. But there you go. As you can see, still got that gold foiling in the background, the silver there. And then you got the silver on the bottom as well, and the gold there. I know, as you can see, that card was damaged. And it came, unfortunately, even when I opened this set back in the day, when I first ripped this, these cards came that damaged. And I never went, and I was, for a lack of a better term, I was ignorant to it back then. I just thought they were sweet cards. I'm going to collect them, put them in a binder, and have them set aside, blah, blah, blah. Never thought about, the quality of the card, the condition of the card, the longevity of it, and all that other good shit. But yeah, damage on the head of Colossus, damage down there and right there as well. I would love to be able to find a replacement for this one. And also to find card number 4, because I don't have card 4 of these, 4 and 6, because those are the 2 cards that I'm missing out of the 6. But there's your information there on the back. Now moving on to the last one that I have. This one is card number 5 of 6 of the limited edition subset. This is where Charles Xavier defeats Magneto with a psionic blast that basically renders him a vegetable. His body is alive, but there is no presence in his mind after this battle What led up to this was Magneto almost killing Wolverine by extracting the adamantium out of Wolverine's body. Xavier was so pissed off by the act that he damn near killed Magneto, but just left him a mindless husk, a mindless shell, until Xavier was able to repair the damage and bring back Magneto's psyche, his mind. But anyway, great gold foiling there on the background. I love the image. And again, it is a great, great comic book series. If y'all haven't seen it, again, I highly, highly recommend checking it out. Whether it be in the individual pages of the multitude of comic book titles, or if you were lucky enough to be able to get a hardback of the whole entire story, I do, again, highly recommend it. So that's that one there. All right, this next one comes from the 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Men X-Over of Fatal Attraction, which I had mentioned it previously. This is the card or the image where, as you can see, Wolverine is having the adamantium, which is what these liquid stuff is. Magneto is ripping it straight out of his body because that adamantium is bonded to Wolverine's skeletal structure. And when he rips it out, it damn near kills him. If it wasn't for the fact that Wolverine has a very high mutant healing factor, it would have killed him. And again, Greg and Tim Hildebrandt, phenomenal artwork. One of my favorite cards from my favorite story. So there you go. There's your information there on the back. While you look at that, pardon me for a second while I get a drink of some agua. Feeling a little parched right there. There we go. All right. And now I have one last card that covers the Fatal Attraction. This one comes from the 1996 Fleer Ultra X-Men. This is a part of the Wolverine timeline. This one has the high gloss, the foiling, and the embossed image from this set. And again, as you can see, the adamantium is being ripped straight out of Wolverine's body by Magneto. As you can see in the image on Wolverine's face, the pain that he is enduring as it goes from a solid structure that encases all of his entire skeleton to a liquid form being ripped through his pores of his skin. Yeah, that's fucked up. That would be super painful. Great looking card, great condition of that card, of said card. And this is again one of those CGI images, which is the iron image. Okay, this is one of the CGI artwork. Not the greatest, but definitely not the worst. The only flaw that I see on this artwork on this image is the area around Wolverine's nose. It looks just kind of odd to me. But anyway, and again, there's your information on the back. There's your issue from Wolverine. And I had featured this hologram in the Wolverine set a few videos ago. If you haven't seen it, go hit the archives, check it out. It's in there. So there it is. That is the last card that I have for the Fatal Attraction. All right, and moving on. These comic books are just different number one spots from different sets that I have collected of the comic books. So this first card, this one comes from the 2020-2021 Marvel Annual number one spots of Hellions from 2020. Great looking card, great artwork, awesome characters for the most part. We got some awesome characters there. All right, and there's your information there on the back. All right, on to the next. This #1 spot comes from the 2021-2022 Marvel Annual. This one is X-Men #1 from July 7th of 2021. This is where they revamp the team yet again. I know it's been multitude of times that the X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor, Excalibur, Gen X, there's been multiple member changes throughout each group. So, it is what it is. That's just how you keep the storyline going. That's how you keep the team going. But anyway, there you go. There's your information there on the back as well. All right, moving on to the next one. This is also a #1 spot from the 2021-2022 Marvel Annual. This is Planet Size X-Men #1 from June 16th of 2021. Great artwork, great imagery. The centering on the card, actually phenomenal. Condition of the card as well, phenomenal. And there's your information there on the back. All right, on to the next. This one comes from the 2022-2023 Marvel Annual of the inserts subset of the #1 spot. This one is the Crypt of Shadows. Good looking card. Cool characters there in this series and set. For obvious reasons, there are several members on the cover of this that are PC characters, which is why I have this card in my PC. All right, and there's your information there on the back. All right, let's move on to the next card. These next, actually, two cards also come from the 2022-2023 Marvel Annual. This is the card number 9 of the #1 spots. This one is of the Hellfire Gala. And as I state, two different cards. Same images there, same information, of course. But there you go, front and back. It's the only benefit of having two of these cards while I've gone, going through my PC. I can show the front and the back at the same time. So there you go. There's that one. Moving on to the next, I also have two of the Legion of X card number 12 from the #1 spots of the 2022-2023 Marvel Annual. So again, there you go, front and back. Great looking card. Got Pixie, Nightcrawler, Juggernaut. Who's that there? It looks like Destiny there in the background, possibly. I don't know exactly. But anyway, great looking card. Or cards. All right, this next one is card number 13 of the #1 spots, the insert subset from the 2022-2023 Marvel Annual. This one is of the Marauders. This is when I do believe Kitty, right there in the front, or Catherine Pride as she goes, while the leader of Excalibur also becomes the leader briefly for the Marauders. I haven't got to this point yet in my readings, so I'm just going off of what has been stated to me. And that information could also be wrong, so it is what it is with that. But still, great artwork, great image. All right, and there's your information there on the back. All right, moving on to the next. This one I have two of. I really like this storyline. I have not delve deep into it yet, but I love the majority of all the characters that are featured in this set. This is card number 14 from the number 1 spots, the insert subset from the 2022-2023 Marvel Annual. This one is issue number 1, of course, because it's number 1 spot, of the Midnight Suns. And again, phenomenal characters. All of these characters are members of my PC collection. Well, yeah. You know what I mean. I'm just fumbling all over my tongue and can't get the words out right, and brain's moving faster than my mouth, or my mouth is moving faster than my brain, and one of them's just falling behind. So, there's all your information. Love the artwork, though. It's dope. Got Blade, Spirit Rider, Nico, Magic, Wolverine. And I keep forgetting her name. The one right back there in the back by Blade's, or by Magic's Blade. I keep forgetting her name. Anyway, there's your information there on the back as well. So let's move on to the next card. This next one, excuse me, is the last one of the 2022-2023 Marvel Annual Insert number 1 spot, card number 24. This is X-Men Red. And as you can see, they got Magneto, Storm, Sunspot, and I can't make out the character that's there in the background with the sunglasses on. Kind of looks like Jean Grey, but it could be Elsa Bloodstone, or it could be anybody, to be honest. But still, that's it. That's the last one that I have from this year. There's information there on the back. Oh, it could be Abigail Brand. That image there in the background there, that could be her. Anyway, that's the last one for that year. All right, and now this one here. This one is from the 2023-2024 insert subset of the number 1 spot. This is card number 3 of the Immortal X-Men with, oh yeah, Sinister Frost on the front. And yes, you heard me correctly. That is Mr. Sinister and Emma Frost mixed together. I am not 100% that if that's the even name that this character goes by, but Sinister Frost works for me. And again, like I said, I'm just going off by the 2 character names. I mean, I could be way off. It could be just, Emma Frost under the control of Sinister. But again, I have not reached this point in my readings just yet. I can't wait to, though. The Sins of Sinister set, I cannot wait to read all of that. There it is. There's that one. All right, and now these next 1, 2, 3. Okay. This next one is just the image of one of the Avengers versus X-Men. This is cover number, damn it. Let me back up there. This is from the Avengers comic book cover from 2010, issue number 30. And look at that foiling there. Absolutely amazing. This is the part of the Avengers vs. X-Men series, which spans multiple titles as well. But this one is the Avengers vs. X-Men, but this is the Avengers cover. And there's your information there on the back. All right, and now the next one. This one is a Cosmic Journey card of the X-Men Phoenix War Song from 2006, issue number 5, which also covers the Avengers vs. X-Men story. And again, it's got that phenomenal Prismatic Rainbow, Rainbow Refractor image. Absolutely amazing. Condition of the card in itself also is amazing. So there you go. There's minimal information there on the back. Let's move on to the next. This one is also a Cosmic Journey insert. This one is of the Uncanny X-Men from 1963, issue number 356, that is also part of the Avengers vs. X-Men. One of the many, many battles that the two teams have with one another because of, difference of view, difference of opinion, and what is going on, which causes them to battle each other. But still, nonetheless, love this card, love the artwork. The foiling is absolutely amazing. Condition is absolutely amazing. So there you go. There's your information there on the back. All right, moving on to the next. This one is the last of the Cosmic Journey insert subsets. This one is also part of the Avengers vs. X-Men. This one comes from the Iron Fist comic from 1975, issue number 15. As you can see there, you get the Dark Phoenix and that Prismatic Rainbow, Rainbow, or Refractor, whatever they call them. I didn't even look long enough on the back to state whether or not what they call these. I do believe that these are refractors as well, but we'll check here in a moment. There you can see the original artwork from 1975 there on the card. Absolutely amazing. And there's your information there on the back. As I'm looking, nope, it doesn't state what type of card this is. Refractor, Prismatic Rainbow, Rainbow, what have you. But there you go. There is the information. A little bit of a snippet from the pages of Iron Fist. All right, moving on to the next. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. These are the Monumental covers from the Women of X-Men from the 19, what the hell am I thinking? 2024 Women, excuse me, damn, sorry. Let's try this again. 2024 Women of Marvel. These are the insert subset of the Monumental covers. I have number 1, number 13, number 24, and number 25. These ones are all of the X-Men or Uncanny X-Men. Obviously, this is the Uncanny X-Men number 1, which introduces the X-Men in their number 1, obviously. But again, it's got that prismatic rainbow foiling there on the background, refractor, what have you. I know we saw this image in the beginning of this video because that was the first card that I featured from a different set. There you go. There's information there on the back. And again, this one does not state whether or not it's a rainbow or prismatic rainbow, refractor, or what have you. That was issue number 1. Now we have issue number 13 from the Uncanny... I'm sorry. What is it? The Uncanny X-Men number 4, The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And again, like I stated before on the other ones, they have that prismatic rainbow effect there on the OG images. Great looking card. Great comic book itself. It's the introduction and the feature of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And there's your information there on the back. All right, let's move on to the next card. We have 2 more to go for this video. All right, this one is the Uncanny X-Men issue number 101, Like a Phoenix from the Ashes. There you go. There's your information here, or your image there. Monumental cover number 24. The number of the monumental cover differs from the actual comic book cover number. That's when I had stated earlier that I had 1, 13, 24, and 25, but those are the numbers just for the set, not for the actual comic book number. There you go. There's information there on the back. And I see here, I mean, I know on the front it says Monumental Covers, and it gives the number, but what the hell is the BI? Because the 24 is the same, number 24, number 24, but what is BI? What the hell does BI stand for? Because BI sure as shit ain't Monumental Covers, because that's an MC. I'm like, damn. What does BI stand for? If y'all know, please let me know. Put it down there in the comments. That would be greatly appreciated. Definitely. Because I don't know what the BI stands for. But anyway, oh shit. That is it here. Our last card. Also from the Monumental covers. This is the Uncanny X-Men number 142, Mind Out of Time. This is the issue that is part of the, I do believe, the Day of Futures Past, where Wolverine is sent into the past subconsciously into his physical being to try and prevent the creation of the Sentinels at that time, because in the storyline Day of Future Past, Sentinels are created, the government approves them, they go through and just start eliminating mutants left and right. So, you know, Day of Future Past, if you've seen the movie, it kind of touches a little bit about it, not as much as it should, like it does, obviously, in the comic book. But, damn, and I dropped that one too. What a way to end the frickin' video. I just keep dropping shit all over the place. But there's your information there on the back. Like I stated, this is the last card. So, that's it. That concludes this video. So, as I wrap up another one, I just want to say thanks again for joining me today. I hope you all enjoyed this showcase as much as I enjoyed presenting it to you. Y'all's support means absolutely everything to me, and it makes a world of difference not only to me, but to this channel as well. I greatly appreciate it and each and every one of y'all for doing so. So, before y'all go, please take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, be kind to everyone, everywhere you go, because what you put out there returns to you 1,000-fold. So with that being said, I hope the rest of your day continues to be absolutely marvelous, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, y'all. Peace.